How's it going, everyone? James Lynch here for Odds Checker US, taking a look at Saturday's UFC 275 main event, which pits light heavyweight champion Glover Teixeira against Jiri Prochazka. And you can see there the current champ, Teixeira, the underdog at plus 170, the comeback, or I should say the favorite, Jiri Prochazka at minus 200. Teixeira, of course, 42 years old compared to 29 years old for Jiri Prochazka, 6'2" compared to 6'3", 76-inch reach for the Brazilian, 80-inch reach for the Czech fighter Jiri Prochazka. Let's take a look at their last couple fights. Of course, Glover Teixeira winning the light heavyweight title in his last fight, getting it done by submitting Jan Blachowicz in his last fight. That was a total beatdown. Jan was not in that fight at all. Glover got it done, relatively easily and captured the light heavyweight title in the process. He's on a nice win streak here. You can see finishes over Thiago Santos, Anthony Smith, again, some wins over Krylov, Ion Cutelaba, and Carl Roberson. So this guy's been on an absolute roll, and looks like age has not been a factor for him. He's getting finishes, and he's still competing at a very high level here. Now, Jiri Prochazka just has 2 UFC fights. He has a lot of fights in the overseas Japanese promotion Rizin, where he's fought, some UFC vets, including Fabio Maldonado, CB Dollaway. A lot of quick finishes in this one. He also has a win over Vadim Nemkov, who's a standout fighter in the Bellator promotion, so take that for what it's worth. But Jiri is just a really dynamic fighter. In fact, in his last fight against Dominic Reyes, he was actually knocked out in the fight, but managed to come to and ended up finishing Reyes in the process with a spinning elbow. Just an incredible finish. If you haven't seen that, make sure you go check that out. But a long layoff for Jiri coming into this fight here. So he hasn't fought since May of 2021. I believe he was, it seemed like they wanted to give him the title shot, and the fight kept getting moved, and so that's why he hasn't fought in a while. So Jiri's been on the sidelines for quite some time, whereas at least Glover fought Blachowicz back in October. So less of a layoff there for Glover and Jiri. This is a really tricky fight, as the odds indicate. I think Jiri's going to go and pull this one off here. I think the fact he's a little bit younger, a little bit unorthodox for Glover Teixeira, I think he's going to be a lot more of a threat in this fight, and I think he's going to be a lot faster. Now, here's the problem, though. If Jiri can't take Glover out early, I could see Glover taking over later in the fight. We haven't really seen much of Jiri Prochazka's cardio in a 5-round fight, so that's where things are going to get interesting in this fight here, and not to mention the fact that Teixeira has fought better opposition. So be careful about this fight. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how this one pans out here. Jiri, I think, has the edge in the stand-up, faster, and like I said, more dynamic, lots of power there. Glover has knockout power as well, but his edge really is on the ground. So if he does take this to the mat, it's going to be very interesting to see how this fight unfolds. But I'm going with Jiri Prochazka because I really think this guy is doing things that you're not seeing in the cage, and I think that's going to be enough to take out Glover. Add in the fact that Glover is 42. At some point, he's got to slow down. I think this might be the fight where it happens. So I'm going to take Jiri Prochazka by 3rd round knockout in this one to get it done over Glover. I think his speed and his dynamic ability and striking is going to be too much for the current champ. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you going with Glover or Jiri in the main event on Saturday? Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Lynch on Sports, and make sure you subscribe to the Odds Checker US YouTube channel, where you'll find my breakdowns every single week. I'm James Lynch. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.